Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Erickson TV. Curtis here with Lauren. Hello Lauren.
Hey Curtis, hey everybody.
Hey Lauren, as we are both well aware, there's a continuing implementation of the Affordable Health Care Act.
Right.
And October 1st is a kind of a big date coming up next week because that's
right.
when individuals are supposed to begin enrolling into a plan if they're not already covered by some type of insurance.
Right.
Now, for these type of videos, it's very difficult to get too much into detail.
Right. There's a lot of stuff happening here.
So I thought what we could do is maybe just do a very broad overview of who this does not impact.
Right.
And who it may impact,
right.
and then to use that as maybe some stimulus for contacting us for further information.
Right, because there are a lot of people who I think believe that they're going to be affected by this act.
Right.
They really are not going to be affected.
That's right. So number one for who is not impacted is people that are 65 and older that are
right.
already under Medicare.
Right.
There's a small little caveat about that. If they have like a Part D Medicare supplemental prescription drug plan, there's been this donut hole of
right, yes.
deductible that they have to pay. That's going to be phased out through the year 2020, but just basically that it doesn't really change anything.
Right.
Okay. And then the other group that does not impact would be people that are already covered under an insurance plan.
Right.
And many of us already are. If you have employer care, that doesn't mean you have to change. If you have care under your parents' plan as a dependent,
right.
That doesn't change. In fact, last year they implemented that you could remain on your parents' plan up to age 26 now.
Right.
Okay. And then small business owners that already have a small business plan, you necessarily do not have to do any changes either.
Right.
So those are really in a nutshell you know, that covers a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess the main caveat, if you are already covered, is that in some situations, some employers might stop having you on their health care coverage, and then you will go on to the exchange.
Right.
But that's also a smaller group of people, and normally I think they would have told you that.
Right.
Or at least I hope they would have told you.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I have heard that if you know, small businesses, you know, if their private insurance continues to go up, and it has gone up dramatically every
right.
year.
Yes.
There's a possibility they may implement like a reimbursement type of plan where they will give each of their employees a monthly reimbursement to go out on the exchange and get their own insurance. So that's a again, that's a possibility.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's automatically going to happen.
Right.
Okay. For anybody else, like if you don't currently have insurance,
right.
or if you are paying for your own individual plan, we have some on our thing on our printout of this that you'll get as a written thing. We'll put the Washington State website and also
right.
the national website that you can look. But we're happy to give you some guidance for
yes.
how we see that.
And this is really not the easiest thing in the world to understand at all. And you know, this is one of those things where, you know, especially if you're already one of our clients and we're doing anything else for you, no matter what the something else is. You know, this is something that we're here to help you with.
Right.
If this seems overwhelming or confusing, or if you're confused about stuff that almost everybody is confused about, the subsidies or the relationship to your taxes, if you're going to be on the exchange, you know, you really might benefit from talking to a professional about that kind of thing.
Yeah, let's go ahead and finish this episode off to let you know that there is an impact on your tax return, because there's a so-called penalty that they're going to enforce if you don't follow the rules correctly. We're going to be that's going to be paid through your income tax filing.
Yes.
So that'll be a good opportunity to allow us to dialogue with you to determine if you're eligible for the small business tax credits, if you're even, you know, this penalty even impacts you. So don't be too concerned, but also we just want to be kind of in the, you know, proactively talking to you about it. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Erickson TV, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
See you next time.